first lift we will be performing today will be the split stance, alternating punch, the split stance. The first lift we will be performing today is the split stance, alternating front punch with the punch belt. Now we're going to make sure our punch belt is already properly adjusted. Once we get it on, you want to make sure your straps are lined up. So we're going to put the punch belt on. Make sure it's secure around the waist. Now you want to make sure your straps in the back are lined up so your resistance bands are even, so you're punching the same way. I've already lined mine up. Use these adjusters in the back and make sure they're secure, in good place. Everything's locked in. So then you put your Velcro straps on your wrist. This way. Make sure your straps are secure. Alright, once your straps are on, you're ready to begin the lift. Now the lift enhanced by equipment because the punch belt provides unfamiliar resistance movement patterns that increase strength. The resistance of the bands can increase the punching power. So the lift we're going to do today is an upper body exercise. It's called the split squat stance alternating punch. The main muscles will be the upper body, which will be the main muscle will be the pectorial major, the deltoid, the tricep. All three heads of the tricep, or two heads of the tricep will be working. The three heads of the tricep will be working, I'm sorry. And the serratus anterior. So we're going to start off the lift in a split stance. We're going to have our hands here in a neutral position, and we're going to punch upward for 30 seconds. But I'm going to demonstrate with 10 seconds. So we're going to start punching. Go. 1. All right, now you can make the lift harder by adding dumbbells to the lift. Adding dumbbells, increasing the weight. So I'm going to demonstrate for 10 seconds, 10 reps. That's not easy. Now that improves performance for football players on the D-line, exploding up with quick hands. It can improve performance for football players, basketball, anybody exploding forward with arm movement. For our next exercise, we'll be doing a burpee with the shackles and the punch belt. Now this is a really dynamic exercise that everyone uses, pretty basic, but it's very effective with the shackles and the punch belt, especially if you add extra movements in. Okay, so we're going to make sure our shackles are on our ankles. We'll get our shackles on, secured. Make sure that's nice, comfortably fitting, not too tight, but secure so it doesn't come off. And we're going to put our punch belt on around our waist so that is nice and secure. Make sure it's adjusted properly for you. It's good fitting, comfortable. Then we're going to put our Velcro straps on the wrist. And once we have that on, All right, so now we're gonna start in the athletic position. Everyone, you wanna start straight up, but I prefer to start in the athletic position. And we're gonna do a full burpee starting with the jump. So we're gonna jump up, put our arms up, come down, hands down, kick our feet out, come back in, stand up, and jump up. In my opinion, that's one full burpee. Now it's a total body exercise. It's full body, everything's working. Everything to the legs, starting with the semi-tendinous, the semi-imbros, the setidimbros, the biceps femoris, the pectorial major, the gluteus medius, the gluteus maximus, the gastrocnemius, lateral and medial were both working, and of course the pectorial minor was also working too, they say in one book. So you can also make that exercise harder by jumping the feet out or doing the star push-up at the top. So we'll start like that. So I'm going to go star jumping jack, down, burpee, jump the feet out, back in, up. 1. All right, that's the burpee, jumping the feet out with a star jumping jack. It's a great exercise for all around people, all around fitness. It really gets the heart rate going. As you can see, I'm breathing really heavy. And it works almost every major muscle group in your body. And it's a total body exercise. All right, for our next exercise, we're going to be performing a reverse lunge with an alternating punch. So you want to make sure your apparatus is on, it's secure. It's secure around the wrist. It's locked, it's adjusted properly around the waist. It's secure around both wrists. You want to make sure your shackles are secure and adjusted properly so they're comfortable around both ankles or just above the ankle. Now we're going to be performing a reverse lunge with an alternating punch. To me, this is a total body exercise. Every muscle in the body is just about going to be working. The core is going to have to stabilize so you don't fall over. So it's a great core exercise. So here we go. Reverse lunge with an alternating punch. Reverse lunge, alternate punch with the opposite arm. Opposite arm. Step back with one leg, lift the opposite arm. Now this exercise can be made harder by adding dumbbells to the lift. We're going to perform 6 reps with the dumbbells. Now this is a great total body exercise because every muscle in the body is pretty much working. You have to really stabilize the core so you don't fall over. So majority of people have problems when they go down and they're wobbling. The difficulty of adding the shackles really helps you focus on stabilizing your core and not falling over. It really helps with subpar athletes or below average athletes, and it also helps with elite athletes working on their balance because the resistance band can't throw your balance off. muscles involved during the reverse lunge of the lower body are the gluteus maximus, the rectus femoris, the vastus lateralis, the vastus medius, the vastus intermedius, the adductor magnus, the serratus. The soles working on the upper, or the muscles working on the upper body are the biceps, or excuse me, not the biceps, the triceps, the pectorial, and also the deltoid, mainly the anterior deltoid. And the serratus anterior in here is also working to stabilize. But to me, the obliques were stabilizing. I felt my core having to stabilize more of my abdominals. And that is the lift. Again, it's a total body exercise. Okay, this lift we're going to be performing a squat with a lateral leg raise using our shackle. So our shackle is going to make sure it's ready to go. Nothing's bent or broken on it. We're going to get the straps on over here. Make sure our straps are secure around our ankle. I prefer to start it with the resistance band pointing inwards, so there's no friction right away. So we'll get our shackles on, and we're going to complete the lift first, and then we're going to talk about it after. So we're going to start in the athletic position, our hands by our side. This is a squat with the leg lift. So we're going to squat and leg lift. Squat, leg lift, squat, leg lift. Working the glutes, squat, leg lift, squat, leg lift, squat, leg lift. This is a lower body lift. Working the glute maximus, the minimus is working, the rectus femoris. So I did about 10 reps. There's a lot going on there with the lower body. It's just strictly lower body. The gluteus maximus, gluteus medius is working, and the gluteus minimus. The tensor fasciculate, the rectus femoris, the vastus lataris, the vastus medius, the vastus intermedius, and the adductor magnus and the serratus muscles were all working during the exercise. This is a great leg strengthening exercise for explosiveness and also being agile, because it's similar to like a double movement when you have to come down and lift up, because nobody just comes down. And in sport, there's always a multiple movement. You're changing to different planes. And adding to that, this exercise, you can add it and make it harder with a rear leg lift. So you would squat and rear leg lift, squat, rear leg lift, really getting the glute, focusing on that hamstring. It really targets the hamstring, that rear leg lift. That really enhances the lift. And also, last one, this exercise can also be made more difficult by pulsing. Any kind of pulse, because going with a wider stance and pulsing too, is that eccentric muscle action is really important, because the knees have to stabilize. The band wants to pull you inward, so the adductor has to stabilize there.